What if the rice sitting in your pantry right now contains a substance so harmful that more than 1 in 4 rice products sold in the United States exceed the limit the FDA set for infant cereal? This is not about obscure imported brands. It is the same white and brown rice that millions of American families serve every single day.
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at Mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Rice absorbs arsenic from soil and water more efficiently than any other grain crop, up to 10 times more than wheat. Dr. Mercola explains that the form of arsenic found in rice is predominantly inorganic arsenic, which is the more harmful variety compared to the organic arsenic found in seafood.
The geographic factor makes the problem even worse. Rice grown in the southern United States, particularly in Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi, tends to have the highest arsenic levels. Those fields were previously used for cotton farming, where arsenic-based pesticides were applied for decades. That arsenic remains in the soil, and the rice plants pull it right up.
One of the most counterintuitive findings is that brown rice actually contains more arsenic than white rice. Most health-conscious consumers choose brown rice specifically because they believe it is the healthier option. Dr. Mercola points out that arsenic concentrates in the bran layer, which is the outer hull that gets removed during the milling process for white rice.
So the very component that makes brown rice more nutritious in terms of fiber and minerals is also the component that carries the highest arsenic load. This does not mean white rice is safe, but it does mean that people who switch to brown rice for health reasons may be inadvertently increasing their arsenic exposure.
Children face the greatest risk from arsenic-contaminated rice. They consume more rice per unit of body weight than adults through rice cereal, rice milk, rice crackers, and rice-based snacks. Their developing organs, particularly their brains and immune systems, are far more vulnerable to the effects of chronic low-level arsenic exposure.
Dr. Mercola emphasizes that arsenic exposure during infancy and pregnancy poses specific risks for neurodevelopment and immune function, with potential consequences that extend across a lifetime. The FDA established a limit of 100 parts per billion for inorganic arsenic in infant rice cereal back in 2020, but has not set limits for any other rice products that children regularly consume.
The good news is that cooking method makes a substantial difference. Instead of using the standard 2-to-1 water ratio and absorbing all of the water, you cook rice in a 6-to-1 water ratio and drain the excess water after cooking, similar to how you would cook pasta.
Rinsing the rice thoroughly before cooking also helps. Dr. Mercola describes how this approach washes away a significant portion of the water-soluble arsenic that sits on and within the grain. Studies show it can reduce arsenic content by 40 to 60%. It is a simple change that costs nothing but dramatically reduces exposure.
Choosing the right variety of rice also matters. Basmati rice from California, India, and Pakistan tends to have lower arsenic levels compared to other varieties. Dr. Mercola also recommends diversifying grain intake altogether. Quinoa, millet, buckwheat, and amaranth all contain significantly less arsenic than rice.
For families that eat rice multiple times per week, rotating in these alternative grains can meaningfully reduce cumulative arsenic exposure without sacrificing nutrition or convenience. They provide comparable protein, fiber, and mineral profiles to rice.
Chronic low-level arsenic exposure over time is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, metabolic disruption, and a range of other health concerns. Dr. Mercola stresses that this is not an acute poisoning scenario that produces immediate symptoms. It is a slow accumulation that compounds over years and decades.
The body does process and excrete arsenic, but when daily intake consistently exceeds what the body can eliminate, the burden builds. This is particularly concerning for populations that rely on rice as a dietary staple, which includes many communities within the United States and much of the developing world.
The practical steps here are straightforward and accessible to everyone. Rinse rice thoroughly before cooking. Use the high water method to flush out arsenic. Choose basmati varieties when possible. Rotate in alternative grains like quinoa and millet. And be especially vigilant about what you feed infants and toddlers.
These are not expensive interventions, and they do not require giving up rice entirely. They simply require awareness and a few small adjustments to how you shop, cook, and serve one of the most common foods on the planet.
Head to mer-cola.com to read the full article on arsenic and rice and the specific strategies you can use to support your family's health through smarter grain choices. Drop a comment. How do you cook your rice, and are you willing to try the 6-to-1 water method this week?
Thank you for listening to Dr. Mercola Cellular Wisdom. See you in the next episode.
Looking for trusted health wisdom you can hold in your hands? Discover the life-changing books of Dr. Mercola at joyhousepublishing.com. These titles bring decades of natural health research into practical steps for better energy, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. Take charge of your health with guidance rooted in science and experience. Visit joyhousepublishing.com now and claim your bonuses while they are available.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.